Good
Jagdish ji, how are you? How is your health?
Not too good, Sabya. This meeting is being live streamed. Come on, what's going on?
No, we are just putting it on our internal YouTube so that it's there. It's not for public.
So hi Shirish, hi Riya, hi Rohit, Priya.
Hello.
Yeah, not too good. I've not been doing too well for the last, I don't know what, a few weeks.
Oh, really? Oh my God.
From that dengue that I had, then I
Okay.
had, well, the tests say that I don't have Omicron, but my entire family had Omicron. Mine came negative, they all came positive. But I had the most of the symptoms. Suffering.
Sad.
So life hasn't been good. I only agreed because I didn't want to, Shirish
Prolong
has
it.
been, and Shirish has been so kind to all of us, and I didn't want this to drag further. So request you all to bear with me and my whatever state of mind.
Sure.
It's very foggy at the moment.
Sure.
Shirish ji, please guide us.
No problem. Yes.
All right. So Priya, let us start. So I am okay with
So
the
Priya,
first. I am okay with the
as,
first sentence.
As Shirish ji said, just start from the start from the beginning. You need to tell that we need to agree that the first part is fine.
I told her just start with wherever there is a change.
Yeah, so the first part is about recruitment, where for higher level of hiring, there will be 3-member team with SC members and probably advisors, etc. And for a low level hiring, medium level hiring, there will be 1 SC member maybe, and some people of the NCNF team.
All these points are agreed.
Yeah, that is fine. Yes.
You don't have any problem, Sabya? Sabya, I'll particularly, Shirish, if you don't mind, I'll let me just intervene.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sabya, I'm looking at it mainly from Vasan's protocol. Whatever is Vasan doing, if it is the same being extended, I don't have an issue at all, because we are using the administrative facility of Vasan. The questions that any variation from Vasan's procedure for NCNF, please flag that. That I would be able to contribute if it's okay or not. Otherwise, we're just going by, whatever, mucky to mucky, Vasan.
Yeah. Correct. That's the idea. So she is now telling us only those things where there is a variation.
Yeah. So we just mentioned that here about interns was not mentioned. So in NCNF, many times it has happened that an intern joins and they are onboarded as permanent employees. So we would like them to go through a different recruitment process where once they finish their internship duration, they go through an interview with advisors or with SC based on the level of hiring. And because
so Priya, what you need to say here is they will go through interview as if it's a fresh recruitment.
Right, fresh recruitment, Shirish ji, we have 3 levels. So one is a telephonic interview, then we have a case study, and then we have an interview with advisors and SC. But in case an intern is being promoted as a permanent employee, then we want the first 2 levels of hiring to be done away with, and only the last interview with advisor or SC, with advisor and SC to be kept.
So say so, no?
Okay, sure.
So you see, because even that the 3-level interview, you need to write in the above part where the recruitment process is mentioned, right?
Yeah, okay, I will add this.
So not only here, but also in the earlier part, that the NCNF process of selection will be a 3-step process, whatever.
Is it different for Vasan?
Our recruitment process is direct interview. We do not go for a first level calls, second level case studies. We do not do it for it. You only go for a interview with a panel, and panel is decided for different level, and panel consists of 1 technical experts, 1 person from the HR, and at least 1 person from the senior team member.
So why don't we retain
This
that?
third part is the similar. The first two was introduced by me earlier to get a bit of a rigorous shortlisting before it goes for a interview.
So the panel could meet and set up any procedure, right? They can say, write a paragraph or write an essay or whatever the panel wants to do, they can decide. Why? Again, otherwise my fear is...
Jagdish, the only thing is that you are likely to attract more number of applications. So
Is that the case?
I thought that was the case because your salaries are more attractive and at the certain level you will attract more applications. So if they want to shortlist somebody before it goes to the panel, then they can add one more layer.
So my question is, who screens this? Again, if it's not a panel, who is that? Who's
So
screening?
generally the team, up until now, it was the NCNF team which did the screening. Everybody was involved in it. And the first level of screening was done. And then someone from the team did the telephonic interview. Generally, it was Min or Abhishek. They were also given the case study along with it. And then the third level, the final level. So we also had a third level when we did the team interview. So the person interacted with some of the members of the team, and then that was sent to the steering committee or the advisors.
Jagdish, you're on mute.
Yeah, that's okay. It's just that we don't have
But instead of team, team means whether 17 people, if there is an 18th people to be recruited in NCNF secretariat, whether the rest 17 people will go for the, will do the work on the screening part of it.
No, not all. Generally 3 to 4 people who can dedicate time are.
So you should say one assigned member should do it because this idea of 3-4 people may not work as you become bigger. It was okay when you were 6 people or 5 people, you know.
Right.
And the initial interview should be done by either Rohit as a whatever national coordinator or the proposed CEO, depending on the level.
I would suggest that we keep it at whatever is the screening. You have 3 people, Rohit, Priya, and Ria, for the screening the thing and whatever essay writing. The rest, it comes straight to the panel.
Correct.
Is that clear? One admin, one concerned person of that particular subject area or that functional area. And it has to be, and we do not want any telephone calls, no more screening of that nature. Anything is about written things. So the panel which is interviewing wants to read that whatever has been written and take a call from there. That aside, I would suggest that all the 17 or I don't know how many people are there are encouraged to invite applications and recommend.
Yeah, that is for the sourcing part of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me 1 minute.
So this is then accepted. So I'll unhighlight it.
Sorry, I was speaking to myself. Keep it highlighted, no, Priya.
Okay. Then I'll highlight this as well. Can we go to the next point, or should we wait for Shirishi?
Where's he gone?
Yeah, he said he'll be back in a minute.
While that is so, I think this, why don't you put up the staff questions the first, because you're coming to it after, you're referring to it in the paragraphs above,
Mhm.
and then you'll end up in the staff questions. These are the staff questions. You can start off with that, and then recruitment question is this.
This was
Yes.
given to us by Vasan, so we have made changes as it is.
What was given to you by Vasan?
This document.
Okay. ठीक है. I'm going just swimming on the Vasan way. We are just trying to see that we do not make any drastic changes for Vasan's function. He has only suggested this, Suresh only, or you people, this yellow part, this.
We discussed this in the team and we wrote this.
In the team means, who's that?
The NCNF team.
Not Shirish.
No, this is the first conversation we're having with Shirishi as well.
Oh. Is that anywhere aligning with Vasan Sabya?
There are, this is the area where there is a bit of a difference. There are two areas primarily having a quite a significant change. One is this, the kind of an experiences bracket and the designation. We are not worried about designation because we do not keep the designation as such, but we look at the levels. Level 1 to 7, and they have a suggestions on 1 to 5, which I think that is okay. This kind of a deviation can happen for NCNF secretariat, and probably we need to look at. Level 1 is basically the intern you can consider. Level 1 is the intern, and from program associate you can just look into that. They starts from 2, then you will get NCNF anchor as level 6. Level 6 is equivalent to the associate director. So level 6, NCNF anchor could be at 6 or 7, no issue. Siriji, are you there? So my first point is the level 1 is a very junior admin level or very field coordinator level of persons. In the secretariat, that kind of a persons are not required or something like that. And you can consider intern as a first level, and you can move up the other people.
Sorry. Sabya, is the experience level matching? You're saying this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is okay with you, but is this 0 to 2, 2 to 5, 5 to 8, is that matching with you?
This is, the level 1 is, then Siriji will come in. Levels are not only the experience, but also other skill set and etc. So I'm not going into that. But experience bracket is more or less fine, more or less fine.
See Sabya, first thing is the level 1 and 2 are the clerical. Say for example, level 1 is a CRP like person, or the chaiwala, or the what should I say, the administrative or housekeeper and that kind of stuff. The point number 2, program associate, is like a support person. So both these.
So I said. So therefore I said.
So 1 and 2 are both absent in NCNF as of today.
Primarily one is absent.
Even 2 is absent. There is no clerical person or a support person today. Right? So like Subhashini like person, there is nobody, right?
Yeah, we don't have.
There is no clerical support or administrative support today.
But that is being provided by Vasan and somebody.
Correct. I'm saying so. The team that we are discussing doesn't have that. So
I was saying remove 1, or probably you can remove 2, and your intern can come into the level 1. Intern, or you do not need to mention intern also.
Intern is not it's not a level, no, it's not employee.
So we can start with
program associate.
Program officer.
Yeah, program officer. You start with program officer. That's it.
No, you do it in next, and what you have suggested there on. Okay. No. This will be 3, 4. Priya?
Yeah.
Program associate will be 3. Senior program associate will be 4. I still, Series G, I feel that program associate will be 2. There are program associate who are into the 2, and all the program associate. It is not exclusively the support person only.
सत्या कौन प्रोग्राम एसोसिएट है असल में जो प्रोग्राम ऑफिसर नहीं है? Because we were talking about like diploma holders, simple graduates, like that.
MSW, etc. They are program associate. The people who are into the the coordination at the block level, sometimes they are into program associate. Somebody who is taking up some kind of a research, field research kind of an activity, they are into the program associate. They are graduate, maybe botanist, maybe geologist, who are taking up PBR kind of a thing, the People's Biodiversity Register kind of a work, a very dedicated, very specific work. They are into the level 2.
Correct, but I'm saying they don't have to be postgraduates, so they can be graduates or diploma holder.
So program associates, we are not in NCNF secretariat also. We are not asking for the postgraduate. Program associate, we are not asking for the postgraduate.
So Priya, you add that factor. So 1 is experience, 2nd is qualification. So that you are clear.
But generally what we've seen, I mean, all the program associates that we have currently are postgraduates.
See, your salaries are much higher than program associates of Vasan. All right.
Yeah.
So don't call them program associates, call them as senior program associates. And that's why I'm saying don't say graduate and postgraduate. Graduates are oblique diploma holders.
Graduate oblique diploma holder, and give the level 2.
Yeah. And then the next senior program associate is the current, what you are calling as program associate. You can redesignate them as senior program associate.
Right, postgraduate.
Yeah. Right. Thereafter, everywhere it is postgraduates. Yeah. No, so how are we clear? How are we distinguishing these jobs, starting with senior program associates? For example, what is Rohit's job?
Rohit is a senior program coordinator. No, Rohit is a program coordinator. What are you, Rohit? Are you a senior program coordinator?
No, don't go by designation. No, I'm saying job wise, his is a second level job in the network, right? Above him will be the CEO of the network.
Yeah.
Correct?
So, yeah. Currently, we only have associate coordinator and national anchor, but we introduced 2 more levels so that there is scope for people to get
So I'm
promoted.
saying add one more level. Senior program associate to program coordinator is fine. And right now you may not have somebody may become. Senior program coordinator can be Rohit and national anchor can be the CEO, right?
What other are you asking me to add?
I'm saying don't add anything. I'm saying that program associate is somebody which will be taken for a specific activity like a graduate or diploma holder, right?
Right.
People like you will become senior program associates.
Okay.
There'll be a position available for one promotion, which is program coordinator.
Right.
Right? Rohit can be called as senior program coordinator.
Yeah.
At the level, his
right.
designation can be anything. We are talking about level. So he'll be at L5
right.
level
yeah.
or L4 level, whatever the level is, right?
Right.
And then national anchor will be the next level. So don't say L6 bolo usko, na?
So if you want to have a parity, you can also add one layer between senior program coordinator and national anchor.
Correct. Or you can say national anchor and add one more CEO. As level 7 can be CEO.
So just wait. Yeah. Yeah.
Just keep the CEO and national anchor together, Shirish. There's no two separate things. If you want, you make something senior, very senior program coordinator.
Or
let's keep national anchors.
Or you can say instead of national anchor, so say national anchor public CEO, and you can say thematic lead or something like that instead of national anchor. National thematic leader or something like that.
Thematic lead. You can also bring in a kind of a
thematic
senior manager. Yeah. Senior manager kind of a also. Senior manager. Thematic lead said senior manager as well.
Thematic lead object senior manager.
So now it is as a parity.
CEO object national anchor.
एक मिनट just hold on. ये जो 12 years senior you can see more than 12 years experience. Thematic lead में
$12 to $20 करो उसको about.
okay, and CEO national anchor above 15 कर दो, 15 या 16 कर दो.
What was the advertisement, Priya, for national anchor? What was it, 15 years or 20?
We took some people above 15 also, but most of them were above 20.
No, I'm talking about the advertisement or whatever.
We didn't ask for age, experience in that way.
I know that, Priya. What was discussed in the steering committee, you were part of it. There was, yes. I do remember some people said not 10 years, we need some,
yes,
I don't
15 remember. Was the benchmark. I mean, above 15 was what they said, but most of them that they shortlisted.
That's a separate story. So, Shirish, the point that the steering committee said was above 15 years.
Above 15. That's why I'm saying. I was also suggesting above 15. Seriously, are you getting now?
Yeah, I'm getting.
कान पे लगाया तो मैं सोचा जो सुनाई कम दे रहा.
Right.
Okay, so we are done with this.
This was one other point that we wanted to bring up, that for target states like the ones we have in Gujarat, UP, MP, Kerala, etc., we should definitely hire at a senior program associate level or a program coordinator level, because the kind of work there is, interacting with governments, interacting with multiple stakeholders, etc., it would require a person with some experience. But for the other states that we are just entering in, we could have people at associate level. So
Why are you bringing that, and why is there a need to mention it? I can understand your concern that you want senior people based on the nature of the work that you're seeing, but why does it come under this particular table? And this is because it's under recruitment.
yeah.
So under recruitment, then we'll have to qualify, like a communications lead has to be a communication lead, like whatever your geography lead, your geography lead, everything has to be mentioned. We can't just say only for state leads. No?
Because our work is generally a lot concentrated in states, which is why this was brought up, because some of the people that were previously hired were also at associate level. But we feel that probably going forward, most of the people coming in for target states or important states, they should be at a senior level.
We know that when you advertise and all, we will. My only limited point is then Suresh will have to tell for each of this, whatever are the roles we are expecting. We fixed only the levels. Then we need to get for all the roles. Like if you are expecting, say, for capacity building or communications or that, then this is the minimum level is what we need to write. Why I single out only the state coordinator?
Because when we hire for other activities, like for example, if we hire for communications, we have a communication coordinator or we have a communication associate. So in that way, it is already defined. But when we are hiring a state facilitator, in this lingo of definition or designation, it doesn't necessarily come out.
I'll go deeper and deeper into this. Then if it is a communication coordinator, let's go up into that. Where does that communication coordinator fit?
Generally at program coordinator or senior program coordinator.
So it is,
either of these.
My point is limited, and I request Shiris to look into it. But what is the lead you are looking at, and what is the expectation of the experience? I get your point that a senior, the state level has to be someone senior. But what I don't get is even other jobs also require that seniority or juniority, which need to be mentioned.
Ria wants to say something.
Jagdish Garu, I think the point that Priya is trying to make is state facilitator. Is the name is only state facilitator. So out of in that table, we don't know where to place the state facilitator. So they're all at which level they are. Right now, it's not defined. But for all the others, like I'm for communication. So for me, it's clear where I come in. But the state facilitators who are majority in our team right now, we don't know where they fit in.
So it is a recommendation from your side that you want senior people. That's all, no? It is necessary to have
that is
senior
for the
people.
future, but the post in itself, we don't know where it fits in right now.
No, even that way communication coordinator doesn't, we don't know here. Where is communication coordinator in your levels?
A program coordinator.
See, that's a
So
program.
you know, but document does not know.
Okay.
So therefore, we are taking a call that, okay, that level 3, the state coordinator should be on the level 3 or level 4 minimum. That is the point you are trying to say. But that will be decided by the panel, and this is decided by the senior functionary of the secretariat, and then SC. And you do not need to write for the state only. as there are other functions also. Capacity building, why you are not writing that capacity building person should be in the level 4 or level 5. So that is the limited point that we are saying. It is not required to written here.
So up next, moving on to the reviews. We were wondering if we should have half-yearly reviews for all of us, because our work is changing very frequently and constantly. So we were wondering if it would be fine for Vasan. Then we would like to have half-yearly reviews.
A review as in a feedback and that kind of a thing, or a review of what is the review mean?
So one is review of work and review of the activities that the person is undertaking. So sometimes that would also include reviewing their position and salary as well.
Shiriji, what do you think? In my view, you need to have quarterly feedback review, that kind of a thing, as far as are you staying according to the plan or not? Are you staying according to the plan? Is there some expectations? You have some feedback, you can give the boss some feedback. That is the review. And we'll take a call, the steering committee will take a call on when is the annual review. And annual review is the time when you'll either get a hike or a promotion or something. With 15 members, the problem that we are coming with is like it has become too, what should I say, random. Everyone has been given 3 months thing, 6 months, some verbally told 6 months. That's what we want to avoid. So the financial performance-based reviews are once a year. The other important performance, non-financial issues are every quarter with the boss.
Correct.
Yeah. So I will also go by your suggestion that the review should be happen in quarter, no issue with the boss. If there are some critical cases, you can do it. The boss can decide to have a greater level of review after 6 months, but without having any financial attachment to the process. The financial attachment means the increment and etc. That should happen only in annual.
Yeah,
Not
only
in 3 months, 6 months.
only Sabda, I'm saying right now, since it is happening once in 3 months and every month and all that, you can first graduate to once in 6 months.
What is happening every 3 months?
You just now said no, somebody is told once in 3 months and etc. So I'm saying in Vasan, for example, we have kept it open once in 6 months. Because some people get an offer or something happens in a particular discipline, we want to recruit people of a new variety, whatever. So we have said that exceptions can be done in 6 months. The normal routine is once in a year.
Yeah, we mentioned the routine. If there is anything, let the exception not become the routine.
That's why we had said 6 months in Vasan, but it's up to you. If you can manage that, nothing like it.
Now, here the problem, or so it was told to me, was that everyone who joined was told somewhat arbitrarily that we will review in 3 months or 6 months, and no one has a record of it.
Yeah, correct. So I'm saying the review should be once in a year, but I'm saying that if in case of exception, the in 6 months time it can be looked at. Yeah. So Priya, it is not biannual review, by the way. Annual review. Yeah.
So my point is that a regular thing, normal should be the 1 year, as it is there in Vasan. And if there is any exceptional cases, exceptional case should be decided by the chief and probably
the SC member. Yeah.
SC member.
I think exceptions typically go to chair.
Yeah.
What we want is some good governance. Everyone should feel that Ria got a promotion, Priya didn't get a promotion. That's
Yeah.
it should look like everyone has the same yardstick to measure.
Yeah. Okay.
For 9:30 to 5:30, since some of us work out of partner organization location, we would like to stick to their office timings. And there was another request from the team members saying that we would not like to work from 8 a.m. to, 8 p.m. to 8 a.m.
Wonderful. It's noted. We don't have to have a rule for that.
So you can remove the first sentence, that's it. But mention somewhere it is removed. Otherwise, I will remove that.
Yeah, so 8 hours a day, I think, sort of covers the timing because most
And
of
aligned with the host organization, whatever.
Yeah.
So write the aligned with the host organization.
It's a 6-day week, right?
alternate weeks we have 5 days.
No, then it cannot be 8 hours. It has to be more.
What is the standard? 42, 48 or what is it?
40 hours per week.
No, 40
48
hours.
hours.
40 hours per week if you have 15 days leave plus holiday in a year. That's the American standard. In India, our holidays and leaves are far more.
So that's what, is it 48? What is it? I don't know. There was some calculation we had. I don't know.
So I'm saying that if you are looking at Indian workers, it is 48 hours per week, which is 6 days. So when we shift to 5 days week, all right, it goes up to 9 hours.
So the point is that 8 to 9 hours, basically 48 hours a week kind of a thing.
Yeah. So 9 into 5, 45 ho jata hai. So it's not 8, 9, it's 9 hours.
Is it
9
5
hours
days
of
everyone is having? Once
No,
you
no.
say-
Shirishji, alternate days, alternate weeks, we also work on Saturdays. So it's either 8 or 9.
so you say 8.5 hours. No, simple. 8.5 hours of work plus half an hour of lunch. So total office time is 9 hours. Hello,
Our case is Jagdish Day, second Saturday and fourth Saturday are holiday. But we kept 48 hours in a week as a working time.
So once we follow something like a host organization,
Yeah,
Then we
host
follow
organization can, yeah, so aligned with the host organization timing is a good point to be mentioned here.
correct. So you don't have to write 48 hours or whatever. It should be aligned with the host organization timing. Yeah.
But some of us are
But
not
some
aligned.
of us work from home as well.
Some of us are not aligned to a host organization right now.
oh,
In that case, 48 hours per week should be considered.
and then what are the leaves and all? I mean, the holidays and all you
Mentioned.
follow?
It's mentioned.
No,
We
holidays.
follow
If you-
Vasan holidays currently.
So then you are, for all practical purposes, the host organization is, even if you are virtually working, the host organization is Vasan.
Yeah, but on those days, if there is a holiday in Vasan and not in the host organization, they work from home. I mean, yeah, they just work virtually or something like that.
No, you can mention all the holidays of the host organization would be maintained.
Yes, that's one point we have mentioned below as well, because some of us are working from different locations. We would like to abide by that location's holidays.
Yeah, the virtual people is what we are discussing, Priya. The
Okay.
virtual people are in a way.
Vasan.
Vasan's employees. Yeah.
Yeah. So follow all the things of Vasan.
Yeah. So this one point was mentioned by Rohit about clap. Rohit, would you like to take this up?
Very minor thing, not a major thing. Yeah, I mean, just the process of having to put present attendance at on a weekly basis in clap. I wasn't sure, and I mean, I was wondering if that could be optional.
What is it? What is a clap?
Clap is a tool where at the end of every week we just mark present, 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 that sort of a thing.
It's a tool internal to Vasan. It's a software internal to Vasan.
Administrative tool.
Okay, but is it only at the end of the week? You're not, are you not? Don't you sign in every day?
No, you don't have to sign in. You can mark your attendance.
You don't have to.
So
Until some, yeah, which is until some time back. I wasn't actually doing it. So yeah, I was wondering if.
okay, let me explain it. Let me explain Clap a bit. Clap is an online system for the attendance, recording the leaves, and a lot of circulars and in personal informations and etc. are kept in the Clap. So those who are employee of Vasan, because we are operating at different places and all that. So for Clap, attendance is mandatory, and then there is a approval of expenditure is also done through Clap. Means there is a expenditure format is also available there. Then persons reporting officer is also attached to a person, so that all those approval automatically go to the notification goes to the team leader for their approval on certain things, whether it is leave or whether it is expenditure. So
Yeah, so
this
I
is
get
the
that.
system
Rohit, what is your problem? What is your ask?
concern.
Yeah.
I mean, not a major thing. Just one less thing to do, especially when on the travel, on the road, those sort of things.
So in that case, Rohit, in that case, even if you are not able to, that's why the 7 days windows has been given. And if you unable to even registered through the Clap, even if you are traveling, then you can always write. You need to give a email to your team leader to approve those as a your attendance. So that we call that people who have not logged in NA, not logged in for more than 3 days, they have to give a approval from the their team leader. So
Wait a
this is the
second.
system.
Now, just hold on. Rohit, what is the thing? In
I mean,
7 days, you don't get to
Yeah,
sign?
yeah,
What is it?
it is just one thing. I wasn't actually seeing the point of marking the attendance. So it was just a nice to have request was what it was. So again, we can ignore it as well.
So this is financial. Then so it's relate to the finance and release of the salary.
No,
Because
are
that
we
also
working in a system which is not where we are not at all accountable to the group or an organization? Like I can just be wherever I am and do whatever I am. I won't even sign in so that this way. How does the pay get calculated? How does your travel get calculated? How does your leave get calculated?
Honey, so what I had been doing initially when I had not been on Clap was just for my holidays, the days I was actually going to be on leave, and all the other days I was anyways working. That is how.
No. I have views on this. When group of people are working, particularly in a very distributed manner, and some virtually too, all of us have certain duties in only which under which the system would work. One of that is prior leave. The second is signing on whatever that format is. Otherwise, how does the system work? We want to be accountable also. No? All of us are ultimately very well-meaning people. We want the whole system to, in the absence of this, there could be free riders. Do you want that kind of a thing? I don't want the rule to determine the system, but definitely all of us have certain arrangements which will make the whole system stronger.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with it. I was still not sure of the value of it, but yeah, I mean, it was a minor thing anyways. It was more of a
Okay, let's move further. So we'll retain it as it is. Let's move further.
The leaves bit, we were wondering if for any emergency or if we need more leaves, then would we be able to take more than 2 weeks of continuous leaves? Swapna is not here, so I'll just check with her.
No. It is, if you have so many leaves, you have so many leaves. Rest of it is without pay.
No, without pay is fine, but we were wondering if we can take so many leaves at once, like say, for example, 3 weeks or 4 weeks of leave.
No, if you have only 14 days leave, how can you take 3 weeks leave?
The rest of the 7 days would be pay leave without pay.
That has to be decided by the team leader.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we were just wondering if continuous leave of 3 to 4 weeks would be allowed.
That's what I'm saying. So it depends on the team leader, no?
Yeah.
For the nature of why you want to go on leave, the team leader should know and then he should decide.
All right.
Yeah. So there's no policy on that.
Okay. And we were wondering if, so since 2nd and 4th Saturdays are off, could we have that as a compensatory of which can be added for us? Because some of us are working sometimes on Sundays and the off Saturdays as well. So apart from the leaves that we get, could those be added as compensatory offs?
I find it really strange, Priya. A combination of your thing and Rohit. We don't want to sign. We want a compensatory. How does the system monitor when is it compensatory and when it is not compensatory?
Because in CLAP, you can enter. I mean, this was something that so many of us wanted to know.
So generally, okay, let me explain that what is the position that we do. See, in this, we do not have a compensatory leave in Vasan. Many of us are working on Sundays, many of us working on the Saturday, even if, but we have given that the people who are working on the field and do not follow the 4th Saturday, those can be accommodated, something like that. But we have not given any compensatory leave because it is very, very difficult to justify it. Why you have not done the work within the given period, and why you have to do this in the holidays, and all these things are very difficult to monitor. And if someone is taking this compensatory, someone else should be allowed to give it. And it is very difficult to monitor. So that's why we have not kept it in Vasan.
So some of the incidences that we have faced is, for example, the BRC workshop. The BRC workshop goes through the Saturday and the Sunday as well. Now we can't skip it. We can't adjust it. Second is during field visits. It comes during our weekdays. Third is there are so many times there are SC meetings and other meetings scheduled on that 2nd Saturday and on that Sunday. So
we will try to modify that. If it is about Saturdays or Sundays, we'll try and find, and there's no need for the group to come in. We'll just have it as a steering group meeting. We don't expect the secretary to join in on those days, if at all. We'll try to work towards that arrangement. See, the way these are, Riya, because you brought it, and actually Shirish is an expert on this. In an organization, in order to reach a desired situation, typically it forms rules and regulations, which we know fully well that they contribute only 25% towards the organization reaching its objective, rules and regulations. The other one is the 70-75%, which is the sunset. You coming on Saturday, you coming on Sunday, picking up that thing. These are the soft things which actually move organizations toward their end results. But more and more times, whenever there is a problem or whenever there is some bickering, you come up with a new rule. Knowing fully well, even if you bring 100 new rules, the rules and regulations will only contribute 20% towards reaching the outcome. With that kind of a thinking, if you have, like if in my system, we know that this person works very hard. So he wants to take a day off. You say, yeah, man, cool. Come back whenever you can. You know, that's the kind of a culture we need to think rather than come up with rules.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I'm saying it is practically also that someday you say, I want to come 2 hours late because I have to go to the bank. Now it's between you and your manager. That will not come in the policy document, you know. Yeah.
So this is the point about holidays. So as I was mentioning, since so many of us work from different locations, they were requesting that they would want to work on the basis of the organization wherever they are or the location where they are.
It will become very clumsy. Who will monitor how many organizations are there? Right? You will have to create so many registers depending on every person. You know? So you take holidays in one particular way, no?
Okay.
Because see, what state specific public holidays are only 10. So we are talking about 10 holidays, 10 plus 2, 12 holidays. That's it. And many of them will be anyway, like even in Vasan, there are state specific holidays, right? Sabya?
Yeah.
Like Orissa holidays are slightly different from Andhra Pradesh holidays, 1 or 2 of them, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So leave it at that. Don't change.
This is the salary structure that we have suggested.
So this depends on your current salaries, right?
This is your suggestion, you're saying?
Yeah.
This is the suggestions. Can you just write a L1, L2, sorry, L3, L4, L5, एक बार डाल दो.
Start with L2, yeah. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I think Shirish, Sabya, and I will look into this.
Yeah.
Thank you for your suggestion. Were you asked to provide a suggestion or you volunteered to provide suggestions?
No, they were asked to go through, so they have done whatever they thought. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah.
We will definitely have a look at it. And this is with the, what you could do instead, Priya, anyway, just put that age bar ka one column, na? Just for us to, otherwise we'll have to scroll.
जो ऊपर लिखा है ना qualification and experience,
Just
that you
put
add
it-
to that table so that he will have a.
So what I hear is 10% hike. What is Vasan's policy, Sabya?
So we have a two things. One is general increment. General increment is done to all the employee, whether in
Inflation.
PF, that looks into the inflation and how much at what level, that is given in the structure. So that is for everyone. Then second, this is just general increment that we call it as annual general increment. Then there is a second case, which is a role fitment. So role fitment is if somebody is reaching to another level, level 3 to level 4, then there is a significant increase in the increment. That is also mentioned as a 2 increment, 3 increment, 4 increment, 5 increment can also happen. So that a role fitment committee seats, which has been defined. When we were working with Series J, he suggested all those role fitment situation and role fitment consideration. So role fitment is done annually and there is a process of bringing in people into the role fitment. The team leader, any of the EC member is the employee council member, can think that this person is in right now in L3 and capable of getting into L4. So then there is a need of a role fitment, and role fitment committee will set up. So this is the situation, and not a fixed 10%. And I do not go with the 10% formula as well, because you do not know that whether you will have a resources to cover the 10% every year if it is put into the policy document. So our intention is, if there is a regular consultant, means not a small assignment 2 months, 3 months, but year-long consultant, they will also get a general increment as per their level. If a person is getting 50,000 at CTO, then we'll go back, calculate the what is the equivalent basics, and in that equivalent basis, what general increment is mentioned in there, that is applicable to any person who is getting a annual general increment.
So in short, what we can do, Jagdish, is to say, instead of saying annual increment 10%, we can say annual increment will be decided by whatever, chair and co-chair or whatever, depending on the budget available every year.
Yeah, and also what I see here is there is no basics or any such breakdown of this consolidated amount, right? So if you say 10%, it is on the whole.
That's what I'm saying. So don't mention any percentage pre-decided. It will be decided by chair and co-chair every year.
Yeah, and that, whether it is across the board or is it person.
Selective.
Anyway, we will have to think about this a little.
Yeah. It will be a discretionary decision, but discretionary decision of the chair and the co-chair.
So my point is that one annual increment can be, as a regular annual increment, can be followed. As I said, if a person's salary is 50,000, we actually go back to the basics and then put
Sabya, in Vasan salary, you have this intermediate like government salary, no? We have slabs defined. So the slab is applicable. Priya, can you go up on this? If you can see the Vasan salary, for example, if you say program officer, it starts to 12,500, the slab is 850. So if my salary is whatever 13,500 or something like that, my slab is 850. That is pre-decided, correct? So either you have to follow the similar slab structure for NCNF, yeah. Otherwise it will be a percentage decided every year.
Yeah, obviously the suggestion that has come out is not in line with this, with the slabs, but just it's a consolidated. And while you people were thinking, the 10%, did you know that what was the percentage in Vasan, or you just randomly put 10%? Random as in a suggestion.
Yeah, we put as per what we decided in the team. We do not know what the Vasan's percentage is.
Okay.
This percentage could be 4 to 5%.
That's what I'm saying. Let us not write percentage. We decide every year.
For the Mediclaim policy, some of us wanted, instead of just the spouse, because a lot of us are not married, we were wondering if we could include our parents instead of the spouse and children category.
No parents, because parents' costs are very, very high.
Okay.
What does Vasan do?
No parents.
No parents.
But
Because by
does-
definition, parents' cost will be very high.
Yeah,
They'll be
but
much older.
Vasan does the insurance coverage, or you just give a medical allowance and the staff do it as a club?
No, we for
Vasan
any
does.
person, we give that if they are a regular consultant, they are eligible for two things. One is personal accident policy as well as medical policy, medical insurance.
What
And
Jagdish is asking is Vasan buys the insurance policy. You don't give a reimbursement.
yeah. So we buy, yeah, buy for.
So
So
that's
we'll
why
have
it's,
to-
it's not as part of salary that you say 4 member, I'll pick up 3 of my friends and get them insured. Aisa nahi hai. So it's
Okay,
a
what you
facility.
can think about is this: suppose there is this 50,000 that is being suggested. Maybe we will have to go deeper into this, Suresh. Just if it is 50,000, we say 5,000. You do whatever policy you want.
No, it's not a good idea. I'm saying since we are a part of Vasan,
Then let's
In-
follow Vasan.
anyway Vasan is buying insurance.
Play Vasan, whatever rules. we
Correct.
will have.
Yeah. So insurance don't change anything because
No, we
people
follow
don't.
everything now.
No, I'm
Some places we follow salary of our own, but then here we want something of
Yeah.
Vasan.
Yeah. Insurance, I would not say you change because it's a cop. And people don't understand the value of the insurance till they fall ill.
I know.
Yeah. And
What
the
it did
cost,
was a good buy where the office gives the money, but we negotiate as a co-op with the insurance agent, and we deal with them, and we cover even our parents in that, and we are able to get a good deal. But that's because we have been working with that insurance company for 10-15 years.
yeah,
But here it's too small a number.
correct.
Would even come look at it.
Yeah. That is the point.
Let's see that.
Yeah, one of the requests was to increase the mobile allowance. So currently, I think it is about 250, and the request was to increase it to 350.
Is it a deviation from Vasan?
Yeah, Vasan gives 250 currently. So some of the people wanted 350 instead because apparently the mobile charges have increased.
For the specific case of the person who was making the request, he's having to use his own mobile data and not being able to access office internet.
Sorry, I didn't get that.
So Minaditya is working out of DS Sajata Sang's office, and he's not able to connect to their Wi-Fi, so he's having to use his personal data. And he feels that he's spending a lot of money on the mobile charges because the prices of the mobile charges have increased. So,
Correct. So I'm saying in that case, you give him 100 rupees more, no?
Yeah.
It cannot be are you making a policy for everybody. So they will work with the Wi-Fi. Right? So treat it as an individual exception, don't make a policy out of it.
yeah, this was another suggestion that when the assessment change fitment process is being done, one person, the person who is in the
No. So this is for Vasan. Just to give you a sense, this is not applicable, as we said. No, role fitment has to be done by the SC and SC appointed committee.
So make role fitment at par with recruitment.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it.
Done. So I think the revised thing can go to Sabya and Jagdish, and then they can sign off. And Sabya and Jagdish can decide on the salary levels also. Yeah.
Yeah, there are some pending issues from, I think Priya brought it up to me for, what do you call that thing? Review, Priya? What is it?
Yeah. Yeah. So our annual reviews are pending. So we have to take
So
those up.
Sabya, you and I have to sit down and just take each person's call and close that matter. And about the salary and all, we will, between the two of us, if we could speak, and then we will approach Shirish and come together with a table.
I think Sabya is more than experienced now about salary, so you can go ahead, yeah. Because he knows, see, I have no feel of the salary levels in this sector.
No, what we want is we might be going off in one particular direction. If you can present the flip side of it.
Sure. So I'm saying if you want me to join your meeting after at a point of time, I'm okay.
Fantastic. That's very kind of you.
So let us try to set up a, Jagdish ji, if you are available on